Welcome to the 2018 Essex Car Show in beautiful downtown Essex. Lots of cars turned out for this casual show. No registration required. No entry fee either. Just show up and park. We'll look at a number of individual cars and tell a few stories. This is John's 1970 Mercury Marquis. He says only 2,100 of these cars were made. He found it at a dealership on his way home from work. He bought it and restored it. It's powered by a 429 Cobra jet engine. This was the last year Marquis offered the Cobra jet. Here's Jerry's beautiful 56 Chevy Bel Air.
There's nothing you can't buy for them, that's for sure. It's on the shelf somewhere. I got it from the son of the original owner in Thunder Bay. He didn't think it would make it to Alberta when he got transferred, so I bought it for $50 in November of 1975. So it's been a good investment.
Darrell's Riviera Grand Sport. This car is fully loaded with a 425 engine and factory dual quads. Here's Elmer's 56 Meteor and Bob's 56 Crown Vic. Bob's car is running a factory 312 engine and 3 speeds on the floor. Lots of memories in this car. Volkswagen made Carmen Gias from 1959 to 1974. Michael has owned this car for about 2 years.
I always liked the shape. When I was about 15, 16, I had a neighbor that had one. It was a ratty old Carmen Ghia, and I always liked the shape, and so I thought, okay, when I've got the opportunity and kids are out of the house, I finally researched and found one that I liked.
Here's a look at the interior. It's powered by a 1600cc engine. There's Alan's 72 Chevy Pickup and Jim's 65 Chevy Pickup. George is just coming in to dock his Valiant.
I found this car on eBay 13 years ago in New Mexico. We went down and got it on Labor Day weekend. Three of us, 3 days back. We had this car. I drove it for 3 years, took it off the road for 3 years, did a complete restoration with my brothers and buddies.
We're not just talking paint and polish here. This was a full resto over 3 years.
It was more or less everything was taken off this car. Every nut and bolt was removed from this car, bagged, cleaned, and put back on and done up.
And that included the interior.
Yeah, that was all redone. Anything that was not metal on this car was dry rotted right out of it, but everything was on this car, so you knew what had to go back. You know, even the stainless steel on this car, that's all original. Learned how to take dings and polish. It was quite an adventure. I enjoyed it immensely.
The Valiant is powered by a high-performance 273. Lots of great cars here at the Essex Show, like Dan's 58 Chevy that he drives almost every day in summer. Here comes Larry and his 39 Lincoln Zephyr. This is a beautiful automobile that Larry restored some years ago. It's not only restored, but customized to be handicap equipped. Larry also has a fabulous Bentley that's been restored and converted from the ground up to meet his special needs. It's powered by a Corvette engine. Another Larry owns and fully restored this 47 Dodge pickup. What a great job. Russ's 57 Ford Business Coupe has quite a history.
This is my second one. My original was I bought in '59, and then after, oh God, we tore up about 5 of them for checker flag, and we towed with this one.
The car originally had a 272 under the hood, but that was swapped out for a 312 by the time Russ bought the car. He later added 3 2s. A nice interior too. It's a standard 3 on the tree with power brakes. Russ likes this car because of its simple lines. We do too, Russ. Ron is a 57 Chevy guy, has been for years. He's done a great job with this pickup. Of course, nothing gets done without the approval of wife Linda. Well, that's the way it should be. When he was just a young guy, Nick had a job working at a car wash. He saw a lot of nice cars coming and going and vowed one day that he would own one of them as soon as he could afford it. Well, now he does. a beautiful 1959 Cadillac. He's done a little customizing to make this car his own. Here is Urban and his 1947 Ford Business Coupe that he found while on vacation in Ohio.
I had a 48 Mercury at one time, back in '62, and I always liked them. So I figured, well, if I get another one, C1, I'm going to get it.
This is a 47 Ford, but that was close enough for Urban. Bob from Chatham owns this 1969 Plymouth Sport Fury. We had a chance to talk on the streets of Essex.
Well, there were only 2,800 of them made in the Sport Fury, and this car came from Huntsville. Gentleman had some health issues and wanted to sell it, and I purchased it.
I asked if any restoration was required.
No, I repainted it last year, but it didn't really need it. I drove the car home from Huntsville when I bought it, 70 miles an hour, no problems.
He says this car rides like a dream on the highway. Bob has long been a car guy.
In the last few years, I've had a 35 Olds, 71 El Camino, another 69 Plymouth convertible, not a Sport Fury, this Sport Fury, and I have a 58 Chevy Bel Air 4-door hardtop.
Bob says he got the deal of his lifetime when he bought this. He bought it 3 years ago for under $6,000, and he goes top-down cruising every chance he gets. The Canadian Transportation Museum is one of the sponsors of this year's Essex Car Show. This year they're raffling off a '65 Mercury. Here's more info.
Okay, every year the Canadian Transportation Museum has a draw for a car. Proceeds all go to the Children's Education Program. The draw is New Year's Eve at their New Year's party.
Here's Transportation Museum Chairman Harry's '67 Buick Skylark. Mickey is also heavily involved with CTMHV, and this is his absolutely gorgeous Hupmobile Coupe. This car was built in Windsor and has many upgrades and options. What a wonderful car. How fortunate we are to have so many beautiful cars and trucks right here in Essex County. Cars like Pete's Volare and Bob's 33 Chevy. There's Keith's 51 Mercury Pickup. Nice oak bed in the back. Keith has done a great job with this pickup. Here is a 51 Ford. This is Shannon's beautiful 33 Chevy Coupe. But not every classic has to have a polished shine. Take this 54 former fire department pickup truck owned by Cam. There's a lot to look at here. It's running a not-so-pretty but powerful 7.3-liter International diesel engine. Thanks for showing it off, Cam. Now, here are more cars in the lineup. Hi, Don. Thanks for bringing along your Corvette. There's Ken's Corvette. And Roy's '67 Austin Healey that came off the line in '66.
Gets me nowhere. Don't think that I can take this big.
You know, this '55 Chevy was once someone's family car. The cycle of life. Still walking the streets of Essex looking at cars. Oh, here's Dave's '67 Chrysler 300. He bought it way back in '87 because he wanted a toy to play around with.
Well, I just wanted a Chrysler convertible, a Chrysler product. And most of them I looked at were all rusted and everything. And this one I went and looked at, it was all original, and it still is. And no rust or anything, and that's what I want.
Big car, big engine. Under the hood is a powerful 440. What a nice-looking VW Bug with plenty of chrome on that engine. Let's take a quick look at this GTO Judge. Here's another drag car. This one a 57 Chevy with a 5-liter engine. This is Rosalie's 64 T-Bird. She loves driving this car with the top down. The color is Samoan Coral. She's owned it for at least 26 years. The car was in great shape when she bought it. All it needed was a new interior. Rosalie had the engine and engine compartment color matched to the car's exterior. This is a 390 T-Bird engine. Guys, if you think ladies don't love their classic cars as much as we do, just ask Rosalie. Here's a nice-looking 53 Chevy Hardtop, built in Oshawa. And next door is Wayne's rare 1951 Plymouth Hardtop. Not many of these hardtops around. This is an original car with a 6-cylinder flathead engine and 3 speeds on the column. Kenny says his 82 Chrysler Imperial is the Frank Sinatra edition. I've never heard of the Frank Sinatra edition, but Kenny assures me it's the right name. Kenny says the car has only 25,800 miles on the odometer. Les is the owner of this 2010 Corvette. And this is Rick's powerful 2013 Shelby. It features a 6-speed transmission and a 5.8-liter supercharged engine. Here's John to tell you about his 34 Ford.
Well, I saw it on the internet, and I liked the color of it. And the year I was looking for a hot rod, only it didn't have an engine or an interior or anything. And I had an older 47 Mercury Pickup I built, and he wanted to trade, so I went down and we made a deal and traded even up, and then I took it all apart and built it the way I wanted it.
John traded a rat rod for a hot rod. It took him about 3 years to do it up. It's running a 302 engine.
I always wanted a sedan. Everybody has a coupe. Everybody has a John Milner 32 Ford or a whatever, American Graffiti car. I wanted a sedan. I always thought sedans were nice. So I got a sedan finally.
Here's Robert's 56 Ford F-100 pickup. He's owned it since '77. Why is he smiling? Because he bought the pickup in Florida for only $50. Some work required. He says he bought it because of the low price, and then spent 7 years of his life doing it up, and he did a great job. Automatic transmission, tilt steering, and air. Here's a look at the engine. It's a standard 302. Here's Ray's 68 Cougar, and next door is Carlo's 68 Cougar. Both are powered by 302 engines. Terry was here with his 66 Corvette. It's really in great shape. He recalled driving one of these when he was 16 and never forgot the experience. An all-original looking interior with a 4-speed. Under the hood is a stock 327. Now, Mark's 68 Roadrunner in beautiful condition. Hard to believe this car is half a century old. It's only got a little more than 60K on the 318 engine. It's 100% original.
My oldest brother had one from when I was a little kid, and I just fell in love with the body style, and this was the only car I would own is a body style like this, the B-body Chrysler. I've owned it almost a year now. We bought it last year in Hamilton. We drove it down the 401, bringing it home.
No restorations required for this car.
I just had to put gas in it, change the oil, and go.
Here's Billy and his 1977 T-Bird. It's running a 351 Windsor engine. He bought it because he liked the size and it was cheap. That's okay, Billy. We all did the same thing at one time or another. Enjoy. There's John's 69 Firebird. And Tom's 63 Ford Fastback. Roy's 66 Chevy 2 Super Sport that he fully restored. It has a close ratio Muncie 4-speed and an original Corvette 327 350 horsepower engine. Here's Joe's 55 Cadillac. This car's in great shape. Greg's 55 Ford Pickup. And this 57 Chevy belongs to Chris. Dan is a VW drag racer. He knows a lot about VWs, but he also owns this beautiful 1966 Chevy Malibu Ss since it was brand new. Everything about this car is original, including the 327 engine, interior, and factory 4-speed. He's now restoring another similar 66 Malibu Ss for his wife. This one a convertible with automatic transmission. I don't know who owns this little Nova, but it's really a nice looking car with a 350. Frank found this 37 Plymouth in the Sioux as you see it. It's powered by a 350 engine. And here's Ralph's beautiful 1936 Chrysler. This Ford pickup is called the Purple Onion. Inside and out, it's all purple, except for the oak decking and the box. Here's Ron's 61 Chevy Bubble Top. It's in great shape. Bob's 57 Ford. And here's John with his 71 El Camino, powered by a 396. We had a chance to talk in Essex. I asked John why he bought this car.
The amount of real chrome and the amount of just the beautiful design that the car was designed.
The body on the El Camino was in pristine condition, but some restoration was required for the interior.
I had to redo complete interior restoration. It had just a few little flaws in the interior, and I ended up redoing everything inside. All brand new.
John says there aren't many of these 396 models around.
Because it's an SS, and they only made, I think, 2,000 and change originally of them, and they're a rare car.
You know, this car looks as good from the back as it does from the front. Gino from Leamington is a guy looking for the perfect 55 Chevy. He's had a number of them and keeps looking for perfection. We first met at the Detroit Autorama, where he was showing off his beautiful gray 55 Chevy. Well, since then, he's shuffled that one off for what he sees as something even better.
And I really enjoy it. It's a 4-speed, 350, and 300 horse, and it's just beautiful. I just love them.
I'll have a full interview with Gino over the winter. There's Bob's Roadrunner. And a nice-looking early 50s GMC pickup. Now more walking and more cars along the main drag of Essex. Art is a Buick guy. He owns a beautifully restored 1953 convertible.
Everything's brand new, complete overhaul. This is a 81 drivetrain Buick. Because I bought the interior in Ancaster, and hopefully it's going to look good, and I'll put it in here. And great. Because when I was 20 years old, I bought, you know what I bought? A 55 Buick convertible. Black with a white top. I said, this one's not going black and it's not going to have a white top. Because I had one, you know.
Thanks, Art, and happy motoring. This is a beautiful 38 Ford from Blenheim, completely restored. Here's a look at the engine. And the interior. Now, Rio's amazing 1934 Ford. This car sure attracts a lot of attention, mainly because of the hood curtain flames. Aside from that, it's a great restoration. Everyone loves Paul's cool little hot rod. I'll have a feature-length interview with Paul about this car and also his high-powered Nova this winter. Well, that's a look at the Essex Car Show. Some people say it was more like a cruise night than a car show, as there was little organization to it and no registration. However, it sure was fun. Now, if you can't get enough local cars, you can always go to YouTube, and in the YouTube search engine, type in Prime Links 86 or AutoNameplates.com. Just be sure you're in the YouTube search engine when you do it. So long for now from Essex. Thanks for viewing, and as always, We'll see you at the car shows and cruise nights.